Hello, everybody. Welcome once again. This is CB Smallwood, and you're watching 100 Days of Making Comics, where for whenever I can, I'll be writing, drawing, inking, lettering. I'll be doing something to further my goals to becoming a comic book artist, get a good portfolio together, and hopefully get a comic book done within 100 uploads. And as you know, I keep changing what the challenge means to me. So, besides that, let's talk about where I'm at. Okay, so I'm on page 20, and this is the rough draft for page 20, and you've all pretty much seen that, so I'm not going to stick with that too long. But let me show you what it's turned into, and let me talk a little bit about where I'm at with it and where I've yet to go. So this is how it's turned out so far. Okay, boom. I imagine that when I go to ink it, it should pop out pretty well. I don't know. It's just one of these things where you don't know how it's going to look, once you actually add the blacks in, because there's going to be a lot of black in that top panel. But hopefully, if I did my job right, it should come out fairly well. I'm sorry, a little sick here. I think it might be allergies, where it's the change of the year, and where you constantly, like, you go outside and it's cold, and you go in somewhere and it's warm, and just the duality of the weather is not really good for a person, because you're not getting adjusted to any climate. You're just constantly going from one to another. I don't think it's good for a person. You want a good, even temporal climate. So it takes a while for some people, including myself, to get adjusted to that, I guess. Weather aside, that's the top panel. And let's go to panel 2. Just about done with panel 2. I think I might be done with the first panel, unless I see some other things I'd like to add. With the first panel, I'd like to kind of add a little bit more doodads on his desk, actually make it look like it is a desk that is actually used for work and whatever else, but there's only so much you can do in a light and shadow situation, because in a noir looking thing, because shadows take up the bulk of everything. But I might be looking at it wrong. But anyway, on the second panel, I've got the window blinds creating a maybe cascade might be the right word of shadows across the ashtray and the fingers and stuff like that. Hopefully that will look pretty good once it's inked. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And it was important to me that the stuff in the ashtray, I really want to give a sense of putting you in the scene. There's a comic that came out, like, I don't know if it was in 2015 or 2014 or 2011. I'm not for sure. It's called Airboy, and it was done by James Robinson was the writer, and I can't remember the artist's name, but it's a beautiful book. It's like a 6-issue miniseries, I think. It was published by Image Comics. Airboy is a public domain character, so anybody can draw him and do whatever they want with him. But I remember that artist. He did really awesome work with just in every aspect. He was just a great artist to in every way, shape, or form that you can imagine. But anyway, when he would draw stuff, he would put in so many different details, and it really draws you in. Like if he drew a toilet, he would draw moisture around the toilet. He would draw toilet paper hanging off of the roll. He would draw like the implements that surround a toilet, like a scrub brush, a plunger. There would be like a stack of magazines. There would be maybe like a little puddle of water for some reason, and there'd be a bath rug and all this other stuff. You'd see somebody sitting on the toilet with a pair of slippers on, and so forth and so on. A lot of these little details that really make something a little bit more real and a little bit more I don't know, just lots of even though I'm talking about toilets and people sitting on toilets, the word I'm going to use is eye candy. To me, like when you add in a lot of details like that, it's eye candy. Not the aspect of it being a toilet. It could be anything. It could be a car, and all the things that you can find laying in the car. You could find if somebody's a smoker, like cigarette butts in their little ashtray. You could see like CDs laying around, stuff like that, in the floor mats, and then you can see the little dice or whatever hanging up over the mirror. Little things like that is to me is like little elements of eye candy, I guess, as far as like really drawing you in as a reader. It makes it feel a little bit more real. So that's kind of what I want to do in my comics is to put those elements of eye candy. Eye candy is probably not the right word, but that's the word I'm going to go with. So with the ashtray, even though cigarette buds are not necessarily eye candy, I guess, but that's kind of what I'm going for. I got a file here. You can't really tell, like a yellow folder underneath it, and probably, you know what? Come to think of it, I think I may add a pencil or something like that right here. Now I'll have to put it up here to have a continuity between the two panels. So those two panels are basically done. But let's go to the third panel. The third panel is not done at all. Here we have the surviving goon and stuff like that, and basically, I think because of where the angle that he's at, I want to have a crisscross pattern of the window blade shine, what do you call them? The blinds. We'll just say blinds. The shadows, the light and shadow of the blinds on his torso and head and stuff like that. So that's going to be interesting. Also, I'm going to go back and I'm going to use reference for this character because I actually have somebody in mind that I want to use for reference. So, and maybe possibly in a couple of the older pages, I may actually go back and do that for this character as well. Because even though this is sort of passable, and see, this isn't even done. This is like 50% done. All the fine details and stuff like that to make this pop and make it look good have not been done yet. I kind of want to do more. I'm trying to push myself, because I want to make something that people actually want to buy and want to read. I mean, there is a place for this type of art, and I do enjoy this type of art. When other artists do it, but I want to hold myself to a high standard. Of what I know I'm capable of. Some crude shadows here and stuff like that. And the doorway where he came in, because this room is dark, and then so there's going to be a light coming in through here, that sort of thing. And in the earlier page that I did, I'm going to have to kind of readjust it because I added lots of shadows here. So for continuity's sake, I'm going to have to do that too. Going on down, this here is another unfinished panel. I may change his hand gesture and go with the original idea, which was just smoking wherever, calm, nonchalant, and I may get rid of that, change that up, behind the window blades again. And I did this really crude because I got the idea of what I want to do. I just want to kind of get like a base down for me to work off of, and that's pretty much what this panel is too. But the bottom panel, I'm going to say it's about 60 to 70% finished. And the look I was going for this doctor in the town that I live in, people call it a city, but it's really a town, is that a lot of the old guys that run the place, they have a consistent look. They just that's kind of what I'm going for. Because they're older, their ears are bigger, their noses are a little bit bigger because that's just how men age. And Snow White hair, and he's got a full head of hair because he doesn't have much stress in his life because he's always been the top dog, and he's into a lot of shady stuff. And he's like the underbelly. He's in the and the bad underbelly, underworld stuff of the county type of dude. You know, he's running a lot of dark, sinister stuff going on here. So, so yeah, that's this page. Okay, so that's where I'm at with this. Let me throw this bad boy to the side. Okay, and I've got the panel layout. And if you notice, I don't really do like super detailed panel layouts because I wait to put those off to the last moment because I hate using a ruler. But this page will become this page, and the only difference between these two pages will be is this 3-panel scenario. Like basically, what I want to do is I'm going to draw all this eye without these 3 hooks here. 1, 2, 3. 3 hooks right here. I'm going to leave these 2 things because these 2 things are actually part of the anchors of the mechanical cybernetic eye thing. You know, it's just an aesthetic that I added on there. You know, can't say why. It's just one of those things. But the thing that will make it different is like in the first panel that you see, it's just going to be these 2 anchor things, you know, his eyes, stuff like that, right? And then in the next panel, I'm going to have these 3 hooks pop out. And then maybe like some other wires or something like that, you know, which will be the cybernetic eye legs or whatever. And then you'll see this panel and then this panel. So in total, instead of 3 panels, it'll actually be 4. And so I went ahead and, you know, I've got my 4 panels lined up here. I don't know why I'm counting everything like it's Sesame Street, but that's just how I am today, you know. 1 panel, 2 panel, 3 panel, 1, 2, 3. 3 panels. So anyway, for the bottle paddles. Okay, I read everybody's replies for you know, every single video up to date, both on YouTube and VidMe. So I'm not ignoring anybody. As always, you know, give me a little bit of time or a lot of time because it takes me a while to write people back. But I do read each and every single comment that I get and stuff like it, and I really do appreciate everybody taking the time to leave a comment or a like or whatever. And when I say whatever, I don't mean to be dismissive about it. I'm just trying to get a lot of words in, you know, before I end this video. Anyway, I just want to give you guys an update of where I'm at. And I guess this will be day 92. We're getting fast approaching the last couple of days. It seems to be that a couple of you think that it might be wise to do a 25th page. Oh, boy. It's like I do and I don't. You know, it's like I do want to do a 25th page for the sake of the story, but I don't want to do a 25th page because I just don't want to put the work in it. You know, I kind of want to get, you know, all the pencils out of the way. But anyway, if I do a 25th page, that's going to change some things with this stuff right here. I don't know, like, maybe I'll leave these 2 panels, you know, on here for the 24th page and on the 25th page, do something. I was actually thinking about doing a double page spread, so it'd be actually 26 pages. And then, I don't know, like, add on extra 2 pages, page 27 and then a page 28 for kind of like a letters page and whatever else, you know. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So we'll see. Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for checking out the video and stuff like that. If you enjoyed this video or just want to show support and whatever, please remember to give this video a good thumbs up or upvote or whatever. And if you really want to support the channel and all this other stuff, please remember to follow and subscribe to be kept up to date to all the latest uploads and stuff like that going on. As always, I appreciate all the love and support right back to you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. And gals.